While there were aspects of the Wade 10 and the Wade 11s that I absolutely liked, the overall shoes I did not love on court. However, the Wade 12s seem to take the things that I loved about each of those two models and put them all together into one. This guy right here might just be the best basketball shoe of 2025. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on the Way of Wade 12, a shoe that I honestly am really surprised by. I got these in and I took them out of the box. Speaking of which, this is it. Pull out drawer box. It's actually kind of clean. Looks really simple, but I dig it. But I took these guys out and my first initial thought was, holy shit, these are really light. And just in case you wanted to know how light, there you go. Which I suppose isn't super light, but in terms of basketball products, it's pretty light. But yeah, I wasn't initially impressed. The materials are all synthetics, not my favorite thing. The carbon plate that's back here isn't actually carbon. It's very soft and kind of gummy. So I didn't have much hope for them. I took them out, laced them up, blown away instantly. These shoes are fucking fantastic. They are very smooth and responsive like the Wade 11s, but they are light and really like form-fitting along the upper like the Wade 10s. Just again, a really good, perfect blend between those two models, like both aspects that worked well for each of them. They threw out all the stuff that made each clunky, streamlined it, and that's how we have the Wade 12. So the outsole right here is very interesting. It's nothing new in terms of the Wade brand and some of the other leaning products, but we've got a dual, at least what I believe is a dual rubber system. Technically, it's a single rubber system, but I think that the forefoot is a separate piece. It feels a little bit different. That one has herringbone on it. It's very simple. You got linear herringbone at the toe, and then you got lateral herringbone on the medial and lateral side, basically the balls of the foot. And that's great for multi-directional coverage. They've turned the herringbone as well so that it just ensures that you're getting grip no matter if you're shifty or a linear player. And then where you see the white section back, I believe that's their GCU rubber, which isn't actually rubber in the first place. It's actually polyurethane. Polyurethane is one of the most fascinating materials in footwear because sometimes it's used as a foam midsole and it can feel like a brick. Sometimes it's used as a foam midsole and it feels amazing. When it's used as insoles, it feels awesome. You can turn it into liquid and make it a whole shoe. And now you can turn it into traction. I mean, what the f? I just think that that's cool. But either way, the traction on these guys right here is fantastic. Every once in a while, maybe you got to wipe to just kind of like feel like you got to clean things through. But outside of that, I really have no complaints. Would I take these outside? Probably not. I don't know. Like I know that the Chinese brands are really good at making outdoor friendly shoes. These just feel a little soft. So in my opinion, based off of the way that they feel in hand, I would assume that they would burn through pretty quickly outdoors, but I could be wrong. All I know is that indoors, which is where I played in them, they're beastly. Now the midsole is super boom. So this is something that we're all kind of used to if we've been playing in Wade products or leaning products for a while now. It's kind of a super critical version of an ETPU and it just feels awesome. Like you feel really bouncy but fluid at the same time, not overtly bouncy, but just bouncy enough to like give you a little pep in your step. The way that the midsole is sculpted is rounded in the heel, so it really promotes, you know, that forward momentum. It's not blocky or anything like that. That's where I had a big problem with the Wade 10s. The heel was sculpted nicely, but they had a giant carbon plate in here that was really thick and really kind of clunky feeling in the heel. So anytime I had a heel strike, it just felt like it was like shooting pain all the way up my legs. Not the case here. These feel more like the Wade 11s, which were super comfortable. It's just that they were like really awkwardly bulky and wide for absolutely no reason. And again, they've really slimmed things down and kind of combined the two great elements from both the 10 and the 11 into one model. So the cushion gives you plenty of impact protection, plenty of responsiveness. You're still low profile in terms of court feel, so that feels great as well. This is going to be a shoe that's going to be good for kind of like all positions and all size players. It's got a little bit of everything.
That's high praise.
Most of the lateral cushion is actually caged by the rubber right here, as well as like the Wade logo that's on the side. That's actually a support panel too, so that's pretty sick. You can see little breaks within it to allow the material to really like flex and move. There's breaks on the lateral side. There's a small break in the heel, and then on the medial arch, it's fully open. So again, this just feels awesome. Like this is a stupid comfortable sneaker. The insole is this guy right here. Not quite a piece of It works really well with what's in here, but if you needed something additional or if you had an orthotic that you needed to wear, you can obviously take this out and swap it out for anything else that you'd like. Do I think that a beefier move insole with an arch plate is required? Personally, I don't. They do have a really strong infinity kind of style plate in here that's a carbon plate. It feels like it's kind of sandwiched in between the foam because you could see it here when you pull out the insole, but you can't see all of it. And so yeah, it makes me think that it's kind of like in between the foams that they're using right here here, which is a kind of an interesting move. It's something that you actually see a lot in running sneakers. So I think it's smart. It works. Now the materials, like I was alluding to earlier, they're all synthetic, everything. It's got this kind of like Band-Aid-y smell. You know what I mean? Like when you get like those cheap rubber or plasticky Band-Aids, it just, I low-key like the smell, but it's very strong too. It's kind of like what like some of the Move insoles smelled like when they first.
Ugh.
Well, you don't got to be that like, dang.
This is so mild in comparison.
I know that.
That
I'm
would
just
make
saying
the whole room smell.
But it's a similar smell.
Yeah.
Like the scent is very reminiscent.
Yes.
But I will say that the materials do exactly what they're supposed to do. They contain you, they maintain their lightweight nature. They're able to do weird color things and stuff like that. And I'm sure that there's going to be different material options depending on the colorway. This particular one, they're really trying to get this pearl look to it. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it in the camera, but the upper has like a, is it an abalone? Is that what those shells are? Mm-hmm. So that's what the upper looks like. It's kind of got this weird swirly pearl kind of like look to it. But as you can see right here on the side, mine has personally taken some pretty good damage and there's no problems with it. You know what I mean? Like this just works really well. So while I don't love synthetic materials, a lot of times there are cases where they just work really well, and this just happens to be one of them. So while I would like a little bit of leather or suede or nubuck or something premium feeling, especially for the overall price, at least the performance for the price feels like I didn't get like taken advantage of or anything like that. Like it doesn't feel like I just bought the LeBron 23s and then can't play in them because yeah, I can't move in those things. Those things are like playing in 2x4s with laces. Now in terms of fit, I went true to size. That's exactly what I would recommend for most. They fit really nice. It's like a 1-to-1 fit. I only had a small issue with the left shoe at first. I just completely unlaced them, relaced them while my foot was in there. And then ever since then, never had a problem. So I think that these just feel fantastic. They feel 1-to-1 with my foot. It's a glove-like fit without the glove. So the zipper that is featured on the Dawn issue 7s that I fucking love that shoe, but I just like these a little bit more. And that was the shoe that I had as like the heavy front runner as basketball shoe of the year. I think they just got kicked down to number 2. This shoe is great. So yeah, true to size for most. I will say watch out if you're somebody that has like a high instep or a high arch, just because this is the tongue setup. It is gusseted. It's just gusseted like really weird. I've not seen this before. Like there's almost like a sleeve and then the tongue is attached to that. It's very strange, but it doesn't offer much flex. So like this is about as tall as it gets. So again, like it's only moving up to about here. So if you have a really high instep like this, like the top of your foot is like up, then that could create some pressure that is uncomfortable. Or if you use an orthotic that pushes your foot up, same thing. Just be aware. Now the support on these guys, for as light feeling as they are, is fantastic. Like I was alluding to earlier, there seems to be some sort of carbon infinity style plate like sandwiched in between the foam here. So it gives you just enough springiness to where they're like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels great. Like there's not an over twist action. You do have a small like spring blade almost like effect where it feels like it's propelling you a little bit. It's great feeling and it offers torsion support. So yeah, good job there. The base is also wide and stable despite how nimble they feel. So you feel like you got a Kyrie on the inside ball of your foot, whereas on the outside it's almost like you got a Steph shoe on. Like you got something for stability and for shooting. So it's got the best of both worlds. You can get shifty and get serious all at the same time. Let's get dangerous. And then, like I said earlier, you got extra support plates that are just kind of in place there in a really functional way, but a way that also lends to the design. So they've implemented the logo on the side that cages your foot. Really clean job. These carbon things on the back, or these faux carbon things, these are a little bit weird to me. I'll be surprised if they are carbon. But yeah, I don't know if this is just for looks or what, but like those are the one things that kind of weird me out a little bit. Not that they do anything bad or get in the way, they don't. It's just strange to see carbon there that doesn't feel like carbon. It's like very soft and gummy. It's weird. I will say the heel counter could be a little bit better. So that's the one area of the support that could get upgraded a little bit. But outside of that, the way that they fit and feel like really kind of like helps that out where you don't notice it too much. The tongue is also ultra breathable. And then the toe is semi-independent. They are stitched at these 2 points on the side, but semi-independent. So flexibility is nice too. So yeah, overall, this shoe is just, I mean, what a beast, dude. Like I have not loved the Wades. I know that a lot of people like critically acclaim the 10s. I think that they're super overrated. I think that, again, they got great aspects to them, and luckily the good aspects of the shoe are in this one too. And same thing with the 11, where that one kind of like, I would say took a step down, but like people didn't like love them like they did the 10s. Like they still have the 10s in production, which is wild. We're like, that's like what, 3 years ago? So yeah, they're still pumping out new colorways and stuff. So that's how you know it's a good shoe. Or I would say good shoe, that's a popular shoe. But yeah, I have not loved the Wade in a hot minute, and this one right here just blew me away. So I'm very, very satisfied with these, and I hope that you are too if you end up trying them out. With all all that being said, what's today's viewer submitted, hopefully quick question of the day? Oh, it's not going to be?
It's a little wordy.
Okay. Usually I'm wordy.
Hey, longtime follower and love the channel. What hoop shoes or line would you recommend for kids, and what do you think is most important to look out for in kids' hoop shoes, since they are built a little different than the adults? Do all these cushion setups even work regarding how light kids are? I recently got the AE1 lows for both of my kids who are 10 and 7 because they were on sale and they love Edwards, but I'm a little worried because they seem heavy and a little stiff.
Okay, that's a good question. Definitely, I'm worried about me being wordy now. So I would agree with the overall AE1 low assessment, even in the men's. Lately though, we've been getting some really good shoes listed all the way down in kids sizes, because some of them are women's, or I should say unisex now. They don't like specifically be like, they're a women's shoe, because that backfired. So like now they all go like, they're unisex, they're for everybody, which is the way that it should be. But a lot of those shoes, like the Sabrina line, they got the same tech all the way down to the smallest women's size or men's size at that point, because they're, again, unisex, which is, I think, goes down to like a 3.5 boys. So yeah, whereas that used to be like a youth size. Versus if you go and grab a Kobe, like a Kobe Protro, those are definitely a kid's shoe until they reach size 7. So once like size 7, 7.5, that's when you start getting the regular, like what the men are getting and stuff like that. So as far as like what the kids get, they actually don't need, depending on the size of the child, too much. Like you can keep things pretty minimal and neutral. So believe it or not, something like the Kobe 8 Protro would work out well. My son really likes them. They're super flexible, they're low to the ground, they've got just enough support, but they allow his foot to do what his foot is supposed to do without restriction and all that stuff. So some of these kids don't need all of the support bells and whistles that a shoe like maybe this has to offer, or the AEs where you're saying like, oh, if they feel really stiff, that's a problem. Their feet are still growing and their ligaments and their body is still growing as well. Like they're still getting bigger and basically like they're learning how to use them too. So like putting them in something that is not going to promote natural function is going to hurt them in the long run. So I would go for something fairly basic, unless they're a big kid, which happens often. Like I'm a smaller player and stuff like that, and I coach kids that are sometimes bigger than me. So if a kid's like that, then obviously they're going to be in a men's shoe, and just get them the best shoe that you can. And so yeah, so that just really depends on like the size of the child. If we're talking about littles, like they don't need anything crazy. You can get them something that looks good and that is functional, make sure they're flexible and that they are low to the ground without like a high heel to toe drop, and you'll be fine.
And tie them well.
Oh, the laces are all over the place, but they'll figure that out. But yeah, just make sure that you're stopping the game if you need to tie the shoes, because we don't want anybody hurting themselves. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. I felt like I got that out really quickly.
You did.
So yeah, pat myself in the back. But with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you are interested in the Wade 12s, I think that they're an awesome shoe, and if you have them, I hope that you think that they're awesome too. But if you don't, sound off below, let me know. Thank you once again for being here. We'll catch you in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one. And these are going right back in my bag because they're fucking awesome. They're not going in the box and being like, yay.